smell of fresh paint on the wall came in through the open door. The bass walked in beside it like it hadn't smelled before. A man set down his cup and looked, a stroke of yellow there. The piano played the easy thing about the change and fare. The painter packed his things at noon, left the wall to dry. The trumpet said there's something about the reasons why. No asking when they did it, no memory of before, just the smell of fresh paint on the wall and the open door. The bass walks past the yellow, warm and round and slow. The piano keeps the bright thing going, letting morning go. A woman stops and tilts her head, studies the new shade. The clarinet comes winding through the yellow that the painter made. Two men at the corner table argue about the tone. The trumpet hums the easy something about what walls are shown. See the café sit beside it, yellow, warm and wide. The bass walks on below, the freshness warm on every side. No story in the painting, no reason to explain, just the smell of fresh paint on the wall and the morning and the lane. The clarinet winds past the yellow, easy, bright and clear. The piano hums the kind of morning made for something new in here. By afternoon the smell has faded, only color stays. The bass walks on below, the color through the warming days. No hurry in the noticing, no moment to pursue, just the smell of fresh paint on the wall and the morning coming through. The trumpet lifts above the yellow, the clarinet winds free. The piano holds the bright and freshened as it ought to be. The bass takes its last warm step, the wall dries in the light. The smell of fresh paint on the wall made the morning right. When the cafe closes, the chairs go up on tables. The bass walks out the way it came, through all the evening fables. A man collects his coat and hat, his cup already cleared. The piano plays the last small thing before the night appeared. The counter wipe, the lights turn low, one lamp beside the door. The trumpet says its last goodnight and doesn't say it more. No morning in the evening, no noon left to recall, just the cafe slowly closing and the quiet in the hall. The bass walks to the corner, turns and comes back slow. The piano keeps one chord alive for those who need to know. A newspaper left on a chair, a pen beside the glass. The clarinet comes in from somewhere to watch the evening pass. Someone at the doorway pauses, looks behind. The bass walks out below the moment, leaving it all behind. See the cafe empty gently, table after chair. The clarinet says one last thing to the cooling air. No hurry in the leaving, no reason to delay. Just the cafe softly closing at the end of the No hurry in the leaving, no reason to delay. Just the cafe softly closing at the end of day. The lamp beside the door goes dark. The bass takes its last step. The piano holds its final chord for all the things we kept. No story in the closing, no morning yet in view. Just the cafe when it closes, and the night coming through. The soft hours between things are the ones nobody names. The bass walked in to fill them with its easy, quiet games. A man between one errand and another he forgot. The piano played the soft thing about the in-between a lot. The cafe held him gently, neither here nor there. The trumpet said the quiet something about the between air. No arriving in the sitting, no leaving on the chair. Just the soft hours between things and the easy there. The bass walks through the between, patient, soft and low. The piano keeps its gentle promise, letting the between go. A cup half finished on the table, half a thought begun. The clarinet comes winding through the half things, soft beneath the sun. Outside someone passes twice, going then returning. The trumpet hums the gentle something about the quiet yearning. See the cafe hold the between, soft and open wide. The bass walks on below the holding warm on every side. No asking what comes after, no remembering before. Just the soft hours between things and the open door. The clarinet wins through the softness of an unnamed hour. The piano hums the kind of between before it finds its power. By afternoon the errand came back to mind and went. The bass walks on below the going through the soft time spent. No story in the between, no moment to explain. Just the soft hours between things and the gentle and the plain. The trumpet says the last soft word about the unnamed time. The piano holds the gentle between of a half-forgotten rhyme. The bass takes its last soft step, the between moves on ahead. The soft hours between things where everything is steady. The window stays open through the afternoon. The bass walks in and finds its place beneath the fading June. A man with nothing pressing, a cup beside his hand. The piano finds a quiet phrase the morning didn't plan. Curtains lift and settle still. The trumpet says one easy thing about the way light will. No reason in the sitting, no clock above the door. The bass walks somewhere patient like it walked the day before. A shadow on the tablecloth, thin and moving slow. The piano answers what the trumpet didn't need to know. Someone near the counter sets a glass aside. The clarinet comes in a little from the other side. The window stays open to the afternoon. The bass keeps walking all beneath it, patient, round and soon. Pages of a book left open, turned by passing air. The clarinet says something tender to no one in particular there. See the afternoon go golden through the open frame. The piano rests between two chords and everything's the same. No story in the stillness, no weight upon the sill. The window stays open as a good window will. The bass walks to the corner, the trumpet fades outside. The clarinets stay one bar longer, then follows with the tide. No morning left to carry, no evening yet in view. Just the window staying open and the instruments coming through. The afternoon regular arrives at 2:30. The bass walked in beside him the way it always knew. A hat upon the second hook, a coat upon the third. The piano played the comfortable thing without a spoken word. His cup arrives before he sits, the chair already pulled. The trumpet said the easy something about the afternoon love. No asking of the order, no menu on the cloth, just the afternoon regular and the comfortable bowl. The bass walks through the familiarity, patient, warm and long. The piano keeps the certain morning of a well-worn song. He reads 3 pages, folds the book, looks out at the lane. The clarinet comes winding through the looking like a warm refrain. A nod across to someone seated, nothing more than that. The trumpet hums the afternoon knowing underneath his hat. See the café hold him gently, chair and cup and light. The bass walks on below, the holding warm and easy right. No story in the coming back, no reason to explain, just the afternoon regular in the warm and plain. The claret wins through the habit of the second hook and chair. The piano hums the kind of afternoon that finds him always there. By 4 he folds his coat and stands, tips his hat and goes. The bass walks on below, the tip in the way only bass knows. No hurry in the leaving, no moment to pursue, just the afternoon regular gone until next Tuesday through. The trumpet says the last warm word about the things that stay. The piano holds the comfortable habit of an ordinary day. The bass takes its last warm step, the hook sits empty now. The afternoon regular will return as afternoon will allow.
Closing time comes gently here, not like other places. The bass walked in to close the day among the familiar faces. A man collects his things unhurried, folds his paper slow. The piano played the end of evening, the way the evenings go. The waiter doesn't rush the last ones, lets the cups go cold. The trumpet said the closing thing about the gently old. No bell above the doorway, no lights gone harsh and bright, just the closing time that comes here gently into night. The bass walks through the last ones, patient, warm and slow. The piano keeps the golden going in the evening glow. A woman finishes her sentence, sets her pen aside. The clarinet comes winding through the finishing, warm and open wide. 2 men shake hands across the table, neither hurries out. The trumpet hums the closing something, what the evening's about. See the café close around them, lamp by dimming lamp. The bass walks on below the dimming, through the evening damp. No winter in the closing, no heart harshness at the door. Just the closing time that comes here, gently as before. The claret winds through the final warmth the evening always keeps. The piano hums the kind of closing where the comfortable sleeps. The last coat lifts from the last hook, the last cup carried out. The bass walks on below the carrying without a final shout. No story in the closing, no moment to explain. Just the closing time that comes here gently once again. The trumpet says its last warm word into the emptied air. The claret winds one final circle round the last warm chair. The piano holds the final golden against the cooling night. The bass takes its last slow step and turns off the last light. Closing time comes gently here, the way it always did. The café holds its quiet breathing like it always did. A coin left on the table by whoever left before. The bass walked in beside it through the afternoon door. A man sat down beside it, didn't move it from its place. The piano played the easy thing about the leaving trace. The coin caught a little light, turned it on the cloth. The trumpet said there's something about what staying costs. No owner in the leaving, no story on the face, just the coin left on the table, holding someone's place. The bass walks round the coin and back, patient, warm and near. The piano keeps the afternoon that someone else left here. A waitress sees it, leaves it too, moves on to the next. The clarinet comes winding through the comfortable and vexed. Another man sits down nearby, glances at the coin. The trumpet hums the afternoon thing about the points that join. See the café carry on around the copper still. The bass walks on below the carrying as only bass will. No asking of the leaving, no reaching for the face, just the coin left on the table, keeping someone's place. The clarinet winds round the table, easy, warm and slow. The piano hums the kind of afternoon only coins would know. By evening it is gone somehow, nobody saw it go.
The bass walks on below, the going warm and easy low. No story in the finding, no moment to explain, just the coin left on the table and the afternoon again. The trumpet says the last warm word about the things we leave. The piano holds the afternoon that nobody could retrieve. The bass takes its last warm step, the clarinet wins home. The coin left on the table was never quite alone.
The afternoon belongs to no one, wide and open still. The bass walked in and claimed it gently, the way only bass will. A man with nothing written down, no list beside his cup. The piano played the kind of freedom that only spring can cup. Shadows short beneath the table, sun directly overhead. The trumpet said the thing about the afternoon that afternoon had said. No appointment in the sitting, no hour left to keep, just the afternoon belonging to the square and to the street. The bass walks through the open spaces, easy, warm and round. The piano keeps its brightest promise without making too much sound. A cat sleeps on a window ledge, one paw across its face. The clarinet comes winding through at its own easy pace. Someone orders something cold, the ice rings in the glass. The trumpet lifts above the tables and lets the moment pass. See the afternoon stretch outward, gold from wall to wall. The bass walks on below the golden, carrying it all. No story in the freedom, no reason to pursue, just the afternoon belonging to whoever wanders through. The clarinet says something easy to the warming stone. The piano answers back in kind, and neither feels alone. A bicycle goes slow past the window, no particular place. The bass walks on below, the slowness at a matching pace. No shadow pressing forward, no evening yet in view, just the afternoon that belongs to no one, open wide and new. The trumpet says the last warm word, the piano lets it go. The bass walks on into the afternoon, the only way it knows.
The evening belongs to the regulars. When the tourists go, the bass walked in beside them with a quiet hello. 3 tables close together now, the gaps have disappeared. The piano played the comfortable thing about the evening clear. Voices lower, longer. Nobody has to shout. The trumpet said the evening thing about what evening's about. No strangers in the evening, no menus on the cloth, just the evening and its regulars, and the comfortable both. The bass walks through the belonging, patient, warm and near. The piano keeps the certain evening of a comfortable year. A woman moves her chair a little into someone's light. The clarinet comes winding through the moving, soft into the night. An old joke at the corner table, everyone already knows. The trumpet hums the evening something, the way the evening goes. See the café settle inward, regular by name. The bass walks on below the settling, always much the same. No asking of the order, no reason to explain. Just the evening and its regulars coming back again. The claret wins through the familiarity. The evening always holds. The piano hums the kind of evening that the regular enfolds. By 9 the wine is going round, the cups long since cleared. The bass walks on below the going, through the evening clear. No hurry in the belonging, no moment to pursue. Just the evening and its regulars, and the night coming through. The trumpet says the last warm word about the ones who stay. The piano holds the comfortable evening at the end of day. The bass takes its last warm step. The tables sit close still. The evening belongs to the regulars, and always will. Afternoon finds the garden the way it always will. The bass walks in beneath the blossoms, patient, warm and still.
A man beside the iron table, coffee, book and shade. The piano plays the kind of afternoon that spring has always made. Bees among the window boxes, slow and without aim. The trumpet says the easy thing about the warm and same. No hurry in the garden, no shadow on the wall, just the afternoon among the blossoms, settling over all. The bass walks through the flower scent, slow and round and clear. The piano keeps its brightest promise for this time of year. A cat asleep on the railing, tail across the stone. The clarinet comes winding softly in a golden tone. Curtains open to the garden, lifting with the breeze. The trumpet answers what the clarinet said among the trees. See the afternoon go golden through the garden wide. The bass walks on below the blossoms, warm on every side. No winter in the sitting, no memory of gray, just the afternoon that found the garden on a spring midday. The piano hums a kind of warmth that fills a quiet place. The clarinet says one last something to the open space. No story in the garden, no hour to pursue, just the afternoon among the blossoms and the sky of blue. A window left half open, spring air thin and white. The clarinet begins to wander softly toward the light. Chairs along the wooden wall resting in a row. The piano keeps a quiet rhythm, easy, warm and low. Voices cross the narrow street, footsteps, then a pause. Curtains lift and settle, steam curls from a cup. The bass walks somewhere slow and gentle, never hurries up. See the morning find its color, blue and then pale gold. The clarinet says something tender, something soft and old. No need for explanation, no plan in the air, just the window and the instruments already there. A newspaper, a coat, a railing, light along the lane. The piano rests on one soft chord and starts to breathe again. Time moves on like open curtains, barely makes a sound. Everything is turning easy, light and all around. No shadow in the morning, no reason to assume, just the clarinet and daylight in the open room. The morning didn't ask permission to arrive the way it did. The clarinet was already there before the day was red. A man beside the window, with his hands around a cup. The bass walks in beneath him like it's never given up. Chairs along the wooden wall, each one facing somewhere still. The clarinet returns its phrase the way a good thing will. No noise from any corner, no voice above the rest. The piano finds its place between and settles in its chest. The newspaper is open on a table near the door. The bass keeps walking somewhere lower than it walked before. Footsteps on the pavement outside, easy one by one. The clarinet says something small about the morning sun. Everything at its own pace, nothing asking when. The piano rests between two chords and starts to breathe again. A cup goes cold beside the saucer. Steam is long since gone. The bass walks on below the room and carries morning on. Someone folds a letter slowly, sets it by the glass. The clarinet repeats its feeling, letting moments pass.
to floor. The piano says the simple thing it always said before. No hurry in the instruments, no shadow in the songs. Everything at its own pace is where it all belongs. The bass walks out the way it entered, quiet, round and slow. The clarinet stays one bar longer, then decides to go. No morning left to measure, no afternoon to find. Just everything at its own taste, and all the rest behind. Da, 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 da. The P.S. nobody hired sat down at the older bride. The piano said it recognized him from some other night. Man in the corner lifted his head, set his cup aside. The bass walked in below the lifting with a quiet pride. Nobody asked the owner, nobody paid a fee. The trumpet said the easy something about the music free. No contract on the table, no name above the door. Just the pianist nobody hired, playing on the floor. The bass walks toward the upright, patient, warm and near. The piano keeps the playing going for whoever needs to hear. A woman at the window stopped looking at the lane. The clarinet comes winding through the playing like a warm refrain. 3 tables turned their chairs around, nobody said a word. The trumpet hums the easy something about the thing they heard. See the café gather slowly round the old upright. The bass walks on below the gathering into the afternoon light. No asking when he'd finish, no reason to explain. Just the pianist nobody hired, playing through the rain. The clarinet wins through the music of the unrequested gift. The piano hums the kind of afternoon that only music lifts. By 4 he closed the lid and stood, tipped his hat and went. The bass walks on below the going through the afternoon spent. No story in the playing, no bill left on the cloth. Just the pianist nobody hired, and the comfortable both. The trumpet says the last warm word about the gifts that come. The piano holds the comfortable memory of the afternoon hum. The bass takes its last warm step, the upright sits back still. The pianist nobody hired, played because he will. table by the wall is never fully empty. The clarinet had watched it for what felt like plenty. Someone always at the end of it, a cup or coat or book. The bass walked in below the table with a knowing look. A man reads letters at the middle, a woman writes at one end. The piano came in warm between them, like a comfortable friend. No introduction needed, no reason to explain, just the long table by the wall in the warm and plain. The bass walks the length of it, patient, warm and slow. The claret winds above the letters, easy in its flow. A third man sits at the far end, orders without sound. The trumpet says the easy thing about what tables have found. Pages turn and letters fold, a pen cap clicks and stops. The piano keeps the warm thing going through the afternoon drops. See the long table hold them all, stranger after stranger near. The bass walks on below the holding, year to quiet year. No story in the sharing, no need to lift a head, just the long table by the wall and everything unsaid. A fourth chair pulls in gently, nobody looks around. The piano hums the kind of table where the comfortable is found. The clarinet says what the long table means to those who stay. The bass walks on below the meaning through the fading day. Cups go cold and get replaced, the letters carry on. The trumpet lifts one final phrase into the afternoon gone. No hurry in the sitting near, no reason to move on, just the long table by the wall and the afternoon and on. The bass walks to the end and back, the clarinet follows warm. The piano holds the long familiar, safe from any storm. The trumpet fades above the letters, the pen keeps moving still. The long table by the wall has always room and will. The long table by the wall is never fully empty. The clarinet had watched it for what felt like plenty.
someone always at the end of it, a cup or coat or book. The bass walked in below the table with a knowing look. A man reads letters at the middle, a woman writes at one end. The piano came in warm between them, like a comfortable friend. No introduction needed, no reason to explain. Just a long table by the wall, in the warm and plain. The bass walks the length of it, patient, warm and slow. The clarinet wins above the letters, easy in its flow. A third man sits at the far end, orders without sound. The trumpet says the easy thing about what tables have found. Pages turn and letters fold, a pen cap clicks and stops. The piano keeps the warm thing going through the afternoon drops. See the long table hold them all, stranger after stranger near. The bass walks on below the holding, year to quiet year. No story in the sharing, no need to lift a head. Just a long table by the wall, and everything unsaid. A fourth chair pulls in gently, nobody looks around. The piano hums the kind of table where the comfortable is found. The clarinet says what the long table means to those who stay. The bass walks on below the meaning through the fading day. Cups go cold and get replaced, the letters carry on. The trumpet lifts one final phrase into the afternoon gone. No hurry in the sitting near, no reason to move on. Just a long table by the wall, and the afternoon and on. The bass walks to the end and back, the clarinet follows warm. The piano holds the long familiar, safe from any storm. The trumpet fades above the letters, the pen keeps moving still. The long table by the wall has always room and will. A blossom on the railing, pink against the stone. The clarinet found it first and claimed it for its own. A man with his second coffee, watching from his chair. The bass walked in below the blossom,
easy through the air. Petals on the cobblestone, scattered by the breeze. The piano came in softly after, moving with the ease. No asking of the season, no counting of the days, just the blossom on the railing and the spring in all its ways. The clarinet keeps winding upward, pink and warm and bright. The bass walks on below the pedals into the afternoon light. A woman stops beside the railing, touches one small bloom. The trumpet says one tender thing across the afternoon room. Bicycle wheels through the petals, scattering them wide. The piano keeps the warmth together on the inside. See the railing hold its blossom against the open sky. The clarinet says what the pink means without asking why.
No winter in the petals, no gray above the stone, just the blossom on the railing and the warmth and the known. The bass walks through the fallen petals, soft beneath its feet. The trumpet hums the final something to the warming street. No story in the blooming, no moment to assume, just the blossom on the railing and the afternoon.